Hi, this is Delia Efren, author of Syracuse, and you're listening to the Cook Memorial Public Library podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Cook Memorial Public Library podcast, where we invite you to spend a few minutes with the staff at Cook Library. I'm Nate Goss, one of the librarians here, and I'm here today with Melissa Henderson, Senior Manager of our Children's Department. Welcome back, Melissa.
Thank you, Nate.
Many of you listeners, along with a large number of other library visitors, exercised your minds with us this summer by joining our Summer Reading Club. The Summer Reading Club ran for the past 2 months, beginning June 1st and just ending on July 31st. And so now that it's August, we wanted to just recap a little bit, talk a little bit about how it went. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into it? Melissa, generally speaking, how did the reading club go this summer?
Well, it went very well. I have to remind myself, it goes well every year because we always have well over 4,000 participants.
That's a huge number of people.
It is. We have a very nice participation rate. We have this year, in fact, we had, drumroll please, 4,979 people. Which is almost
so
5,000. I know.
So
I have to
close.
remind myself that it's not that we missed out on, 21 people. We had 4,979 people. That's a reminder to myself. So it went well. I feel like it goes well every year, and largely because we do have such good participation. And what made this year, in a way, the highlights for me of this year was that we had outstanding adult participation.
Okay.
And I think part of that was due to staff enthusiasm and wonderful prizes for adults. So I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, I've seen those water bottles everywhere.
Yes.
I feel like. That was the prize this year was the water bottle.
We had such good participation, we ran out of water bottles.
Oh, no.
But we had a nifty mug that was a backup. But yeah, the water bottles were really popular, and the grand drawing prize for the adults, which was the Fitbit Flex. We'll be doing the drawing later this week. So I think that was a big positive about it. The other thing that I liked that we did differently this year, we've doing things a little bit differently every year, is that we gave people right up front a choice of how they wanted to participate or do the summer program. For the last 3 years or so, we've been also giving people points or credit, encouragement to do other things in the library, use other resources. They might get a point for coming to a program or downloading a book,
right, or
even listening to our podcast.
Was that on there?
Yeah, that was on there.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the more than you ever wanted to know about summer reading. Summer reading mostly originated as a way to help children not lose skills in reading over the summer. Children who don't read at all during the summer lose some of their capability to read, their ability to read, their fluency, their reading level. So summer reading programs in many libraries still are to help prevent that summer reading loss. That is not as much of a concern in our community. Okay. We have good schools. We have schools with kids that are reading at level or higher. There's, generally speaking, we're very fortunate in our children's level of education and reading in general. But we still want to do summer reading to encourage children to read, especially now when there's so many more options of things to do other than read. And so one of the things we wanted to do in the children's department is encourage children to read more fully or most importantly, in the way they want to read. Now, with the adults, you might say, great, why have adults read or high schoolers? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, a child seeing their parent reading and seeing their parent engaging in the program makes the program and reading more important, more attractive, more viable, interesting, entertaining, whatever, all those positive words to the child. With adults who are not parents or teenagers, it's just fun to have a goal and to have an incentive and to have a reason to do something and to try something new. And so with the adults, we did the same thing where you could just read books or read magazines, but you could also, again, get points for doing activities. One of the things I like best about the Reading Club is it's one of the activities that the library does together. All departments. Our outreach department has a Reading Club activities with their homebound patrons. The Bookmobile shares the Reading Club with the Bookmobile visitors. Adults, children, all ages. And that's something I really enjoy, is that it's something for everyone, regardless of what you're interested in using the library is, regardless of what your age is. It's something that everybody can participate and that we all, as a library staff, participate in and encourage and support as well.
Yeah, I feel like the summer reading program has always been a great way that I've seen. It gets people into the library over the summer, which maybe if you're in school or if you're a student, the library is more of a destination during the school year. And we're giving people a good reason to say, hey, we don't shut up our doors in the summertime.
Right.
We do. Actually, in a lot of ways, we do more than we ever do in the summertime, and you should definitely come check it out. So having that many participants is really encouraging, I think, and seeing that the community really is acknowledging that, seeing that. And one thing that I always really liked about our summer reading clubs is part of those prizes, especially for the kids, being those coupons and vouchers for just local businesses and how it's the community, even on the business level, participating in this program that we offer.
Right. It's interesting that you bring that up because prizes are a big part of summer reading. What do you offer as prizes, especially for children? And we've really focused on offering for kids and now up through teens book prizes. That their big grand prize is a book of their choice that they get to keep and take home, and coupons from local businesses. We also want to be a mutual source of support for our community businesses. Most of the businesses that offer the coupons come to us and ask us if they can participate in summer reading in some way, which is wonderful. We do occasionally reach out to other businesses, but because our numbers are so big, it's hard to say, oh, could you give me 1,200 coupons for something? So that's a hard ask. But the ones that come to us, and the thing that's neat about it, it's a mix of local, small, independently owned businesses and large businesses. So, for example, Fines, which is a local downtown Libertyville hot dog, hamburger, French fries kind of place. They also have salads too. They give us coupons for free French fries. Chick-fil-A, which is a big chain, gave us coupons for free kids meals. Zoop, which is a little bit of an independent thing, it's a franchise, so there's a local independent owner in Vernon Hills, but they're part of a larger organization. They also gave us coupons for kids meals. So we're really looking for ways that we can be part of the community and help the community be part of us.
So the theme was exercise your mind. How did you notice people exercising their minds this summer through our reading club? I'll tell you one thing I noticed.
Okay.
Working at the reference desk.
Okay.
The science kits.
Oh,
Those science kits were checked out like crazy. I think that was on one of the cards.
Yes.
That, you could check off some points by checking out a science kit. Yeah. And I don't know if a lot of our podcast listeners actually know about the science kits or what they are about, but they were just going like gangbusters.
The science kits really did take off this summer. And one of the things that we did this summer specifically with the Exercise Your Mind theme is when the children's department did the promotions at the schools. We go to every school in our district and talk to every student. And one of the things we highlighted specifically was the science kits.
Which are these boxes, basically, of science.
Each kit has a different, very specific theme. They have materials or tools that people can use, children and parents together. They really are meant for either an older child or for a younger child and the parent together to use and to explore a scientific aspect. So we have physics kits. We have kits that are related to computers. We have kits that are related to building. They might look at a replica and put together a replica of the human eye or the human brain. There's a frog dissection kit. There's a microscope.
There's stuff with circuits.
There's a cool weather kit where you can sort of make your own tornado. And we promoted the kits as really something to do over the summer. And we did see a tremendous use of the science kits. And many families would basically do a kit a week.
And that won't just be a summer thing. That continues.
The kits are available year-round. And it's newer. It started last year in the spring. And so we really use summer as our our big push for using the kits.
And also what always comes with summer reading is the programs that we offer. Do you have one that maybe stuck out to you? Did you have a favorite program that we offered this summer?
I think there would be two that we did that were really fun, that I love. One was a concert by Ralph Covert, who's kind of the star of the children's indie rock, also known as Kindie Rock world. And he actually performs at Ravinia, and I don't know why he does it, but he also will perform at smaller venues. And so this is the second time we've had him, and it was an outdoor concert, and it is just so much fun to hear good music that parents can enjoy and kids can enjoy together, and outside dancing in Cook Park. The other one is a new one that we did this year that was really such creative fun, and that was the Family Fun Olympics. And two of our staff members devised activities that children and parents could do together, and they would sort of run an obstacle course or try a javelin throw. It wasn't a real javelin, it was a pool noodle. And everything really was kind of made from pool noodles. And it was just one of the highlights of my summer was watching a dad and a son and a daughter each run the obstacle course together.
Yeah. All right. Well, Summer Reading Club, even though it has concluded, we had a great time doing it, but it's certainly not the end. What's coming up right around the corner for children's? We always do have a reading club usually going on. So what's coming up next?
Right. So we have seasonal reading clubs, and it's a little less. It's a lot less structured. It's simpler. And in those reading clubs, the children have a choice. They can either read titles or time. And the prize is a book that they get to choose of their own, and that's up through grade 6.
And when does that start up?
That will start in September.
Okay, so we got a little break right now.
Yep, we have a little break.
Us librarians get to breathe a little bit.
Yes. But we are doing continuing our programming continues now, and it will start up again in September. And we will do many of the same kinds of programs where we have the science explorers, and another program we have coming up that would be of interest to adults is called Back to School for Parents. And that is on August 24th at 7 o'clock. And that will help parents understand and become more aware of the resources that we have that their child can use for completing homework assignments and doing homework assignments. We have a lot of resources that people may not be aware of. In addition to the books, we have online databases. Many of the resources in the online databases are the same resources that used to be in print, like encyclopedias and things like that. So when the homework assignment is due and it's 10 o'clock at night and the library is closed, you can still get to the encyclopedia.
Like having that encyclopedia on your bookshelf at all times.
Exactly.
With your library card.
Exactly.
And so this program is going to help parents just know what those resources are so they can help their kids.
Right, exactly.
All right, well, Melissa, it looks like we've got a lot of great stuff coming up in the fall, and I just wanted to say, congratulations on yet another very successful summer reading club. Yes. And thank you to anyone listening to this who was in the reading club, who participated. We hope that you guys had a lot of fun this summer, and it just was one of those things that was maybe a highlight of your break, your summer break. So just because the reading club is over does not mean the opportunities to exercise your mind at the library have ceased, not by a long shot. So make sure you continue to come to the library, and then definitely have your little ones come join that fall reading club that's going to be coming up in September, which is right around the corner. Our next Ins and Outs, which is our quarterly newsletter that's just packed with all of our library events, the new one for the fall, will be hitting your mailboxes around early September as well. Also, be sure at any time you can visit our blog, Shelf Life, the library's blog. That can be found at shelflife.cooklib.org. That's where we write up book reviews and other library-related stuff and news, and it's also where this podcast is hosted. If you're a listener and you ever have any further comments or questions, you can always shoot us an email. The address to send your comments to is webmaster@cooklib.org. And if you do like what we're doing with this podcast, one thing you can do to help us out is just tell your friends about it and maybe even leave us a nice rating on iTunes. We will be back soon, but until then, keep reading, keep watching, and keep listening.